Hey guys, what's up? This is Arden here, bringing you into a new edition of Foresight Daily. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and the support you've given us. We finally just hit over 800 followers on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for that, man. Team, we did it. We finally did it. The first guest that we have on today's show, this is somebody who I've had the chance to follow and see his work for a little while now, at least through IG. Seeing his work in the similar fields that we work in, such as media, such as artist and song promotion. He has really made a name for himself through his work on such as the Garden State Hip Hop Hour on 90.3 FM. I've seen him do various interviews with a lot of upcoming acts, including most recently with Ron Suno. And he's been cooking up and really doing this thing much more, man. We have the one and only Rich Zeller in the building. What's going on?
Hey, I appreciate you. And congratulations on the 800 followers. You're saying
Thank you.
you
Thank you.
gotta keep building.
Yeah, man, you gotta keep building, keep being consistent, trying to get to your level at some point.
Consistency is that key. I mean, just keep fucking doing whatever you're doing. I mean,
Obviously all of us we've been impacted by this pandemic with the coronavirus. And you as somebody that you still are, but you was really, really active when this
yeah.
really started to hit. How did this situation impact you?
I mean, I think it affected it because obviously I lost out on some interviews.
Yeah.
Like I lost out on a one I was really looking forward to. April 3rd, I was supposed to interview Lil Baby when he came out to the Elizabeth.
Oh,
So that
damn.
kind of fucked it up. Then obviously other opportunities to be out there and interviewing people, or like you said, being at events and being active and keeping like your face fresh in like people's minds. Like it's one thing, yeah, like they see you on Instagram and stuff like that is cool, but it's never the same as like showing up to the events and seeing them in person and just having those face-to-face conversations.
And just to speak more about Jersey in itself, and this was something that we had initially discussed as well. When it comes to just this tri-state, especially when folks are looking at the boroughs in New York City, and then of course they look into Jersey. Jersey has, I think, historically been that forgotten part, despite the fact that it's like you guys have had many acts come into rap and just impacted the genre and the culture permanently. You know what I mean? It's you think about recent acts, Fetty Wap coming from Jersey a few years ago and him dominating the charts, Joe Budden being that lyricist, I believe Naughty by Nature's from Jersey, and there's several others, Queen Latifah, just several others that you could just go on the list on, but then folks just be like, oh, that's Jersey. That's just across the river or whatnot.
In New York City, like I talked about this with someone else before, like it's just you have all the radio stations, you have all the TV stations, you have all the content creators, you have you're saying all the major events, like the major arenas, you're saying concert halls, even the famous like the smaller ones, you know what I'm saying? So at Jersey, you're naturally just being in this area, you're naturally gonna be at a disadvantage just because of a lack of the same amount of things going on in that sense without
Mm-hmm.
having to travel out to the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got plenty of talent out here. So
Yeah.
like you said, you listed a bunch. You still got the Coil Rage. You still got the scissors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got my favorite of like, probably like my favorite all time from Jersey, Joe Budden, and
Yeah.
he's killing the podcast game. So like,
Mm-hmm.
we're still making the noise out there.
It comes just to further development, by the way, because I want to go back to the playlist aspect of what you've
Okay.
been doing, and I think that was the thing that honestly got my attention from you when we at least started following each other on social media. I was like, wow, this guy, it feels like this guy has a bunch of playlists. And it wasn't just having a bunch of playlists. Yep, I see it in the background. I didn't lose sight of that. And besides that, it was also just, I started seeing the artists in the comments and through the stories who was like, yo, I gotta get a spot on Rich's playlist. Like, you're like, what's up? Like, I need that.
Start throwing those things out there. You don't know whether or not they will be embraced or overlooked or treated like just something else that an artist or some random person is sending you a generic DM to try to get onto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it always feels great to, that like you're showing this love and you're putting it out there and you're trying to help them build as well, or hopefully find one new person that will listen to them.
Uh-huh.
And then in return, like they do show that back to you. They will share it back or leave the comment or, hit you up like, man, I really appreciate this. Like I just put a song on there on this most recent playlist. Damn, it's skipping my mind exactly the name of the song and artist. My daughter's song, like,
Yeah.
and it looked like she was like a little kid, like little. And he made a whole comment about how, like, you know, he showed his daughter the cover and her song was on there and how excited and how happy, like, she was, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so, like, you never really know who you're going to impact. You know what I'm saying? You never know how you're really going to touch somebody when you're not even thinking nothing of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing these playlists. I may not like every song that's on there. I may not even know you. You might have like 1 follower, 10 followers, whatever. But I'll still just throw it on there because you never know
Yeah.
how that might affect that person, or that might be the spark that like a bunch of people start listening to them.
Rich, thank you so much for this interview, man. Again, like I've told you before, I really respect what you do. It's always fun checking out your stuff and seeing your growth. And before we let you go, man, please let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of them. It's Rich Z, ITSRICHZ. And you
Rich,
can
thank
catch
you so
me
much.
whenever this podcast goes up.
That's right. Hey guys, what's up? This is Arden here, continuing the second half of Foresight Daily, today's edition. Our second guest for today's show, this is somebody that is truly an emerging producer. You have seen his work on IG with the crazy samples and the flips, also getting into his original bag as well, letting people know that he is just not one-dimensional. The original beats, samples, the combination of both, he can give it to you all. He's also worked with the likes of Dave East, Rich the Kid, 21 Savage, and much more. We got the one and only Viddyondabeat. What's going on, beloved?
What's the vibes? Viddyondabeat, man. What's going on, man? How's your day?
Everything is good. Everything is good. Happy to have you on the show. It also comes to just, again, with your creative endeavors, especially with musicians, man, a big topic of conversation is how do you guys move during these times? Because on one hand, folks would be like, oh, you guys should flood the streets, release mass stuff, do what you do with it. And others is like, nah, it's not as simple as that. Like, we were planning to do this, that, and the third under another set of circumstances that aren't available now.
Well, I've always been a person that capitalizes off of social media and marketing.
Yeah.
So, like, I just think that actually right now is the best time to really push if you are a musician, if you're an artist, and really, because everyone's is tuned in, everyone's on the internet, and we are living in a digital world right now. So you have to capitalize off of this. If you make music, you can't say, "Oh, this is the reason why I'm not making music," you know. And I always told a lot of people, you know, you should invest in your own stuff and in your own equipment and teaching yourself how to do everything, anything and everything when it comes to music. If you want to take it serious, invest in yourself so you won't have to go out to because now you got rappers and stuff that have no studio. Now all they can do is be in the crib and write rhymes and make freestyle videos and stuff instead of putting out content on the web, which can actually bring in revenue.
Give us opportunities to learn more about yourself. What were some of your earliest memories, especially with music?
Okay. I'm a rap artist first. I've been a rap artist since I was 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was in a rap group for about 15 years. We're still in a group, but we're doing separate projects right now. You know what I'm saying? Those are my brothers. And I've been viral as an artist too. Like, I've gotten millions of views on my YouTube channel as a rap artist. I've always been a rapper my whole life. My dad was my producer.
Wow.
You know, and this same keyboard I got back here, I had it, and my mom had got it for me like probably about 4 years ago, and I let it sit for a year, and I never used it. And she's like, man, everyone calls me man. She's like, man, why don't you use the keyboard? Don't limit yourself because your dad's your producer. You never know what opportunities you might get if you start producing. Because I always knew how to produce, but I just didn't want to step on my dad's toes. I was just like, I'm a rap artist and the producer. We family. Seeing how much like it's the same as being an artist, but a lot of people don't know. But the only difference is, as a producer, is you can't be a whack producer and become successful.
I ain't gonna front you,
because then there's
you
rappers
got something with that.
You can't produce a whack beat and people are gonna jump on them because the whack beats don't make hits.
Yeah, there's no hiding behind if you have a lack of talent. Artists, rappers, singers, they could be protected if they're not the strongest. That is very true.
Exactly. So, you know, these artists got, you know, they don't know what we go through, like, as producers. It's like, and then on top of that, it's being a producer is the same. It's like identical to being an artist because you get a 50-50 split. The producer gets 50 on the publishing, And the artist gets 50 on the publishing. So a song, to complete a song, you need the production and the beat.
I mentioned it during the intro. You had a chance to work with the likes of Dave East and 21, Rich the Kid, Nipsey, and a few others. How extensive is the process to working with artists like that? Like, how does it really come about?
Got to be in the right place at the right time. That really mean that's really something like that's really serious. Like, you know, like when I worked with Dave East, one of his boys hit me up randomly and was just like, yo, you want to play beats for Dave East? I'm like, yeah. And he like, all right, we're at Platinum Sound in the city. I'm like, oh shoot, I just did the track for Rich the Kid there, and I work with Jerry Wonder. He's the guy that produced for the Fugees and everything. I'm with Jerry Wonder like every day now, and over there he's like, all right, so come through. They should let you out. So I got there, and like everyone, the security and everything already knew me because I've been there the past couple of days. So I'm like, oh, this is such a coincidence that it happened. But I was just like so much in the mix at that time. Casanova, I've been in the studio with him in person, but when he came to the studio where I'm signed with management at, he was like, "Oh, Navarro, you know Viddyondabeat? That's my guy." Like, cause he hit me up, cause a lot of like celebrities and stuff hit me up based off of my social media. My platform, like me, I really did it ground up. You know what I'm saying? And like my platform, I built up my platform, and people contact me in my inbox and stuff like that. So like, when I'm starting to be in front of these people, they're like, "Oh, I know him. Like, I seen his videos going viral and shit. Like, I know this guy." Like,
big topic that has come from these beat battles and the emergence of producers who are using this platform to showcase their talents and then to build their image is the fact that folks are going, "Hey, yo, there's a difference between producers who are really overlooking damn near every aspect, to those who can just flip a this, that, and the third, or you somebody that's trying to get in your Diddy or Quincy Jones bag, and you could just get everybody in the right place and you just direct." What are your feelings towards that, and how would you honestly describe yourself as?
Well, that's why I said I feel like everything happens for a reason, because I'm an artist first. So like, I'm getting in the studio with these artists and actually writing records for them. Like I structure records for artists all the time. Like, I'm writing full records and everything for artists, like whole references and everything. And they're like, "Oh shit, you rap?" I'm like, "No, I got the whole song to this. Here, listen to it." "Oh no, I want that." You know what I'm saying? That's how it was happening. But it just so happened that I was an artist first, and you know, and so I don't really like fully respect the fact that a lot of, like, cause me, I'm a passionate artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing it for way too many years. Like, I just turned 30 years old, and I've been doing it for over 20 years, bro. Salute. So like, when I watch these people capitalize off of the entertainment industry and just be like, I'm a producer now, and you ain't really, you just putting your name, stamping your name on stuff, and you ain't putting in no work. I got too much passion for music to even do that. I would never take credit for work that I didn't do. I can't do that because I love music too much.
Summer Walker sample, I got that saved on my phone. It was one of the recent videos that you did.
Oh, yeah. I know
that joint's fire. So I play it back from time to time because I'm like, yo, this sounds crazy. Like, I don't rap, but I just, in my head, I got the 16 and the hook for it. There's a couple of ad-libs in there. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of people telling me that I got them back in the studio, like I got them wanting to rap again, and they getting that soulful, good feeling music now, that soul touching music. So I'm happy that I could do that for people.
Viddy, thank you so much as always. And people, thank you so much for checking out today's edition of Foresight Daily. This is Arden signing off, man. Continue doing what you guys are doing. And we'll talk to you next time.